full 5-day work week. First one in a while. We had a couple of Wednesdays off with Christmas and New Year's, and now we're back at it for a full 5 days. Looks like it's going to be in the mid to low 20s pretty much all week. No real change in terms of the forecast.
No,
cloudy,
actually,
just kind of meh.
Quiet weather pattern, really.
Well, for all of the storms that are whipping across the country, I mean, you know, and all the snow and everything else that people are getting in other places, we're just kind of, you know, sitting here dealing with the same thing every day.
Unless, of course, you're traveling to Racine or Kenosha today. They are looking at lake effect snow because of that storm.
Yeah.
Up to 6 inches and some travel warnings in that part of the state. So if you're going, you know, towards the lake, you're going to want to check on that. But otherwise, the rest of us pretty quiet.
Rockmornings.com, the website where you can find all our contact info. You can sign up for contests. You can check out the daily podcast. Give it a like, and subscribe, all that stuff. You can listen to the show live on the website, rockmornings.com. We've also got Second Floor Sarah coming down later on today to tell us what's happening in our area this week. We're going to get to some info about the best diets of 2025. I know that's a big thing for a lot of people this time of year, trying to change your diet, trying to work out, be healthy, all that crap. Also, interesting discussion about lottery tickets.
Okay, all right.
That was obviously a big thing over the holidays with the Mega Millions.
I bought 5 scratch-offs for our stockings.
Yeah.
And nobody won, not even nothing, not even like a buck. And it, like, odds of the winning something.
Were they all 5 from the same one, or did you pick 5 different ones?
They weren't lottery like Mega Millions because we did those.
No,
two,
I know scratchers. But what I'm saying is, were they the 5 same? Were they 5 in a row from the same?
Yes.
And not one, huh?
Not one, not nothing.
Usually the theory is like 1 out of every 4.
It says that. As
Will
a matter of fact, with the odds get you something. We didn't even get $5 or $1 or nothing. All 5 of us, big losers.
We're going to talk more about that a bit later on. And, of course, if you need anything, find us online at rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. And, yes, it is going to be cold, and it's going to be gray, and it's going to last the rest of your life. Groundhog Day. Feels that way sometimes. I mean, we did see a little bit of sun here and there, but it doesn't really matter when it's in the teens and 20s. But looking at high temps in the mid to low teens all week long.
But we're not dealing with what they're dealing with in the middle of the country. That looks not fun.
No, definitely not. FBI says the man responsible for the truck attack in New Orleans on New Year's Day that killed 14 people apparently visited the city twice before, recorded video of the French Quarter with some Meta smart glasses. Shamsuddin Jabbar traveling to Cairo and Canada before the attack, although it was not clear whether those trips were connected to the attack. Deputy Assistant Director Christopher Raya said at a news conference that federal officials believe Jabbar, a U.S. citizen and former U.S. Army soldier, was inspired by the Islamic State militant group to carry out the attack. Police, of course, fatally shooting him during the exchange of gunfire at the scene, and federal investigators so far believe that Jabbar did act alone but are continuing to explore his contacts, obviously trying to chase down, you know, any leads and all that other stuff. But we heard last week, of course, about the coolers that were placed along Bourbon Street with a remote detonator device, and now it looks like he scouted out the location, had been there, and, premeditated, knew exactly what he was doing. It wasn't some sort of, on Friday I decided to go do this, and on Saturday I carried it out. Elsewhere, it looks like the guy in New Lisbon is completely missing.
Yeah, now they're saying out of state. Isn't like far away?
Yeah, they don't think he's in the New Lisbon area. Apparently, there was reports that he had been seen on some trail cams, and they have also they want him now not just for a possible connection. Now he's wanted for 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide. So they essentially know it's him at this point. Wisconsin statewide crime alert issuing a suspect. Issued for the suspect in that triple murder in New Lisbon that happened, I think, on Monday of last week. So it's been a full week since this guy, Virgil Thu, went missing. He's wanted through the Wisconsin probation and parole, now also wanted for 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide. Law enforcement trying to find a missing juvenile out of Monroe County on Sunday night who said they had been picked up and last seen with Thu. New Lisbon police said they were alerted about a second missing child in the community, and then they found the woman identified as Elizabeth Kolba found dead inside the home there in New Lisbon. Law enforcement officials say there have been 2 confirmed sightings of Thu in the New Lisbon area, but now believe that he may have left the area.
That's what I thought.
Authorities remind people that he is considered armed and dangerous, and that if you see him, people should not approach him, and you should call 911. You can also call the Juneau County Sheriff's Office at 608-847-5649. Plenty of information out there about that guy. But he's still on the loose, and they're still looking for him.
Yikes.
Today, Culver's restaurant chain. People love them throughout the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, founded in Sauk, the very first one, and then obviously brand.
Today, Culver's throughout the, I don't know if it's the entire state, but nearly 70 Culver's locations plan on donating a certain percentage of their daily proceeds today to support the United Way of Dane County's Abundant Life Christian School Emergency and Recovery Fund. The United Way of Dane County already raising more than $114,000 since it announced the fundraising efforts. The Abundant Life Christian School, of course, shooting had three children dead, or 3 people dead December 16th, including the shooter, a 15-year-old freshman named Natalie Rupnow, who went by Samantha. Madison police identifying the shooting victims as Aaron West, who was a substitute teacher coordinator at Abundant Life, and Ruby Patricia Vergara, a freshman student there at the school. Shooting also wounding 6 others, 2 in critical condition. Madison police not identifying any of the non-fatal victims. And, of course, now this Abundant Life, Dane County United Way fundraising effort is going on, and Culver's has stepped up to help out. Susan Bolgren, who is the owner and operator of a Culver's of Madison on Todd Drive, said the tragedies at Abundant Life saddened and shocked her. And participating in the community fundraising effort is a part of Culver's core values, saying, quote, "We are proud to raise money and support relief efforts for those affected. What better way of doing that by making your meal matter? We'll be preparing delicious meals for our guests, which will help support ALCS." And again, it sounds like it's about 70 of the Culver's in the state. I'm guessing mostly over by the Madison and
yeah. I'm looking. I don't see any in Eau Claire or La Crosse. By the way, up to 25% of purchases today. It looks like the closest one possibly to the La Crosse area would be Richland Center.
Yeah, I see Fond du Lac, Elkhorn, Edgerton, Dodgeville, Delavan, DeForest, De Pere.
Goes on and on and on. But
Cottage Grove, Beloit, Burlington, Lake Geneva, Madison, pretty much everyone in Madison. Oshkosh, Neenah, Mount Orab, Prairie du Chien, PDC, Richland Center, Sauk City, Stevens Point, Sun Prairie. Dells, if you're going to the Dells, it's about an hour from La Crosse. So, yeah, there are several throughout the state, and you can obviously Google that and find out more about the Culver's in the state. 70 of them that are going to help out with that United Way Fund in Dane County. Tragic. Rockmornings.com, again, is the website to find all our contact info. Didn't do pretty much anything this weekend. I don't know about you, but we just kind of laid low. Like I said, we went out and got some pizza on Saturday and then came home and watched football all afternoon. You know, we had the 2 games on Saturday, and then yesterday we got up and we ran to the store real quick. We thought we were going to grab some dog food, but apparently they didn't have the one we were looking for. So then we just kind of came home and made some more food and watched some more football, and that was it.
Well, we hadn't taken our tree down yet, so we finalized that, got that out of the house on Saturday, which was great. So it was time. It was a real tree, so it was definitely time to get that out. Got that out on Saturday. Adulting, lots of adulting. Watched. I don't know why it struck me that I hadn't seen it in years, but we watched When Harry Met Sally last night.
I'll have what she said.
Yes.
We started watching episodes of Pop Culture Jeopardy. It's hosted by, who's the guy that's married to Scarlett Johansson? Colin Jost, right? Mm-hmm. The guy from SNL.
Who's hilarious.
He's okay.
Is he so stiff in this?
He's that's his look. MO. That's his shtick. He's a kind of dry.
Yep.
A little bit witty. Very well spoken, but kind of, backs upright kind of guy. Not a real, flowy kind of comedian. We watch it because obviously when you watch regular Jeopardy, you're like, I don't know any of this crap. You might get 1 or 2 out of all the 40 or so clues that are on the board, but we figured with Pop Culture Jeopardy we would all right. We would do better. And with the Pop Culture Jeopardy, the thing that's different is you get 3 people instead of 2 on your team, and any of the 3 people can buzz in. And then there's a couple of there's like a triple play. Instead of there are daily doubles, but there's this other thing on the board called a triple play where it's a 3-part question where you have to give 3 answers and you can get extra points and all. Anyways, we thought we would be better at it. And there was a few episodes that we watched, and one of them we did really well. the other two were not young enough. You have to have a very good. It seems like the way that they've got it set up. Well, a lot of the questions were about stuff from the last maybe 5, 6, 7 years. Mm-hmm. And a lot of pop artists.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know who the hell they are, Dua Lipa's and all this crap. But so I'm watching this and I'm struggling. My wife is picking up several of those. But anything that's like 70s, 80s, 90s, I'm in there. I got it. Movies, I got it. But there wasn't a section about Seinfeld, but they did have one about Friends, and I knew nothing about that.
Yeah.
So, it was okay. Apparently, we've already missed like a whole season of it, so we started watching that. Got a couple episodes in, and again, thought we'd be smarter or feel smarter because, it's pop culture. It's all the crap that I know about, and not so much. Plus, the questions are really confusing. Like, it's a lot of gobbledygook. It's not just
word them like they do.
Who was the president
in 1978?
Right. It's never that straightforward. It's always some goofy, stupid question the way they phrase it. And then you can even tell that Jost has a hard time with these questions.
Like on a ballot when you're like, wait, what did I really
Exactly.
want?
Yeah, it's exactly like reading a ballot where they're like, do you not want to yes vote for this thing not today? What?
What?
Circle and don't put an X, use a pen. What? Yeah. Got a puddle of mud coming up in a few minutes. Right now, it's Miles Kennedy.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Puddle o' Mud with Blurry on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. As I said, I watched a bunch of football over the weekend, both on Saturday and on Sunday. Yesterday, of course, Packers didn't look good from the start, man. Just kind of sloppy, cold. Both teams having trouble holding on to the ball. Injuries to Watson, to Love. I mean, it just not a good scene there in Green Bay. And then, of course, losing on a last-second kick by Cairo Santos. Packers go down 24-22. Bears beating the Packers for the first time since 2018, ending an 11-game losing streak in the rivalry.
Yep.
All that really did for the Packers, was affect their seeding, obviously, and cause them to have some injury concerns as they head into the playoffs.
You can't believe that's where we're at.
I get it. You want to play and you want to get it, but all that, it's just like you were going to be on the road no matter what you do. It wasn't like you were going to host a game at home. I don't know, dude. And
it's the Bears. I get it. It's
a rivalry.
It's
but
the
dude,
history.
let him have it. Who cares?
Why would you risk Love?
Jahmyr Gibbs scoring 3 of his franchise record-tying 4 touchdowns in the second half as the Lions beat up on the Vikings last night, 31-9. They win their second straight NFC North title and claim the overall number 1 spot in the NFC. Of course, playoffs are now set in the NFL. Wild Card Weekend will kick off on Saturday. Chargers at Texans. That game at 3:30 on CBS and Paramount+. Then you've got on Saturday Pittsburgh at Baltimore, 7 p.m. for that one, Saturday night. Amazon Prime. Don't forget Amazon Prime.
Okay.
On Sunday, Denver will be at Buffalo at noon on CBS and Paramount+. Then you got the Packers in Philly, Sunday afternoon at 3:30, that game on Fox. And then Sunday Night Football will be the Commanders at Tampa Bay, 7 p.m. NBC and Peacock. And then one final game on Monday night, Vikings at the Rams, 7 p.m. on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN+. And then, of course, after Wild Card Weekend, we'll reset and see what happens with the next rounds.
Gosh, it seemed like everybody was at that game, too. At the Viking game. I mean.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends at either the Viking game or the Packer game based on social media.
Well, and famous people, too, right? I mean, it was the game of the week.
Well, they bought, I don't know if you saw, but the Vikings apparently bought like 1,900 tickets or something like that.
Yes.
Didn't do them very much. What a showing. Yeah, the number 1 seed, of course, on the line between the Vikings and the Lions, along with a first-round bye. The Vikings spent a ton of money to make sure they had a pretty strong fan representation at Detroit's Ford Field. The team spent almost $2 million.
Yes.
Leading up to Sunday's game, the Vikings themselves, the actual team, purchased about 1,900 tickets at the Lions home stadium in the secondary market for about $1,000 per ticket. And then they offered them to some of their season ticket holders
like
via
$100,
email. Yeah, and some of the prices were as low as $200 per ticket. So they were going to lose a lot of money, but they were just hoping to have a good showing.
Yep,
and
they wanted the purple C behind them.
Didn't matter. Didn't matter at all because they lost the game handily, 31-9 to the Lions. It just, Elsewhere in the NFL, the Patriots, they beat the Buffalo Bills yesterday 23-16, and then they blew their shot, of course, at the number 1 overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft. And about 10 seconds after Gerard Mayo finished his post-game press conference, team owner Robert Kraft fired his ass. Big dummy. Patriots finished the 2024 season with a 4-13 record. Mayo's one-year tenure matches Rod Rust, who went 1-15 way back in 1990 for the shortest in franchise history. Yeah, so this was a long time coming. This was probably decided in week 12 or 13.
That he was out.
Yeah, because I mean, Robert Kraft had a press release, and he fired it off literally right after Gerard Mayo finished his press conference. The odds-on favorite to become the new head coach there in New England will be Mike Vrabel. So, and Aaron Rodgers, the other thing in the NFL yesterday. 274 yards, 4 touchdowns. The Jets' 32-20 win over the Dolphins yesterday might be his last game in the NFL. He also became just the 5th quarterback in NFL history with 500 passing touchdowns. After the game, Rodgers said, quote, "I just need some time away to think about my future in the game and my future here if they want me to be a part of the next phase. Either way, I'm thankful for my 2 years here." Aaron Rodgers maybe coming back with the Jets, maybe not. My guess is probably not. I think he'll probably stay in the NFL. I'm sure there'll be a team out there that'll want to take a flyer on him. He's probably got another year or two.
I mean, you think?
He's I don't know. You got to look at it like, okay, it's 2 years. Aaron Rodgers, does he still have it? Can he do it? Are we that close? Do we just need the quarterback? Maybe. We'll see. Badgers, by the way, came back from their holiday break on Friday and beat the pants off of Iowa. Their 3rd win in a row. It was 116-85. That was the most points in a men's basketball game scored at the Kohl Center for the Badgers. So congratulations to them.
That was Friday night, right?
Yeah, Badgers are at Rutgers tonight at 6 p.m. That game on FS1. And the Bucks lost to Portland on Saturday night, 105-102. 2nd loss in a row for the Bucks, 5th in their last 8 games. They're at Toronto tonight at 6:30. So they're trying to get right. Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We've got Falling in Reverse in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
For best performance by a female actor in a supporting role in any motion picture.
Zoe Saldana, Emilia Perez.
Best female actor in a TV series, musical, or comedy.
Jean Smart.
For male supporting actor, motion picture.
Kieran Culkin, a real thing.
Best male actor in a drama series.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Best stand-up comedy performance. Ali Wong.
Best actor in a limited series, anthology, or TV movie. Colin Farrell, the Penguin.
Best female actor in a limited series, anthology, or TV movie.
Jodie Foster, True Detective Night.
Best female actor, motion picture, musical, or comedy.
Demi Moore. Best male actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy.
Sebastian Stan, A Different Man.
Best motion picture, animated.
Flow for cinematic and box office achievement. Wicked.
Best TV series, musical, or comedy. Hacks.
Best female actor in a TV series, drama.
Anna Sawai.
Best TV series, drama.
Shogun.
Best female actor in a motion picture drama. Fernanda Torres. I'm still here.
Best male actor in a motion picture drama.
Adrian Brody. Best motion picture drama. The Brutalist.
Best motion picture, musical, or comedy. Emilia Perez.
Highlights from the Golden Globes, which were last night. Obviously, a lot of people were watching the Lions and the Vikings, but The Brutalist apparently is the big winner. Adrian Brody got the best male actor in a drama. The best drama for movies went to this movie called The Brutalist, and the director, Brady Corbett, got best director for that movie, The Brutalist. You know what the hell it is? No? Me neither. Demi Moore was the big news, though. She, I didn't realize this was the first time she'd ever won any kind of award for her acting. And she, of course, gave an emotional speech about it.
I've been doing this a long time, like over 45 years. And this is the first time I've ever won anything as an actor. And I'm just so humbled and so grateful. 30 years ago, I had a producer tell me that I was a popcorn actress. And at that time, I made that mean that this wasn't something that I was allowed to have, that I could do movies that were successful, that made a lot of money, but that I couldn't be acknowledged. And I bought in, and I believed that. And so today, I celebrate this as a marker of my wholeness and of the love that is driving me, and for the gift of doing something I love and being reminded that I do belong. Thank you so much.
She won Best Actress for musical or comedy, which is weird because The Substance is not a musical or a comedy at all. So I don't know what the hell. They had to put her somewhere, I guess. I don't know what that's all about, but that was the category she won for. The Substance is a body horror film from start to finish. I mean, it's weird and creepy. But
I heard her performance.
Oh, it's incredible. It's spectacular. Yeah, I mean, she deserves an award for it. There's no doubt about it. But it's just in terms of categorizing that movie. Over on the TV side of things, Jeremy Allen White, no big surprise. He won for Best Male Actor, Musical or Comedy for The Bear.
The Bear.
You watching that?
I have, yes.
I have yet
to watch
that
show.
Best Female Supporting Actor was Jessica Gunning, who you might remember from Baby Reindeer, a haunting series on Netflix, which I watched. Also, the limited series, anthology series, or made-for-TV movie, Baby Reindeer, won the award for that at the Golden Globes. I told you during the Christmas break, I was binging a bunch of stuff. One of them was the new season of True Detective, Night Country, starring Jodie Foster. She got Best Female Actor in a Limited Series, Anthology Series, or Made-for-TV movie for her role in that. And I also watched The Penguin on HBO Max. I streamed that series over the holiday. And Colin Farrell won Best Male Actor in a Limited Series, Anthology Series, or Made-for-TV movie for that. So, yeah, I didn't watch the Golden Globes, but Nikki Glaser was the hostess. She had a couple of pretty good jokes.
Welcome to the 82nd Golden Globes, Ozempic's biggest night. If you're watching on CBS, hello. If you're watching on Paramount Plus, you have 6 days left to cancel your free trial. I mean, even Oscar-winning actor Eddie Redmayne did TV this year. He's nominated for Peacock's The Day of the Jackal. Yes, it's about a top-secret elite sniper that no one can find because he's on Peacock. Nicole Kidman is here. Oh, my gosh. Thank you for working so hard. And thank you to Keith Urban for playing guitar around the house so much that she wants to leave and make 18 movies a year. Selena Gomez is here tonight with her new fiance, Benny Blanco. And Benny Blanco is here because of the genie who granted him that wish. Man, lucky guy. There's been a lot of talk about comebacks, right? Like Pamela Anderson and Demi Moore. And it turns out if you're a woman over 50 in a lead role, they call it a comeback. If you're a guy over 50 in a lead role, congratulations. You're about to play Sydney Sweeney's boyfriend.
Oh, snap. Again, I didn't watch a minute of that, but some highlights from the Golden Globes, which were last night. Tonight on television, TMZ investigates Luigi Mangione, the mind of a killer. That'll be on Fox at 7 o'clock.
Already?
Oh, they don't waste any time with this stuff. Are you kidding me? Also, the first season finale of Brilliant Minds, back-to-back episodes tonight on NBC, and the second season premiere of My Happy Marriage. On Netflix, late-night television, Fallon's talking to Joe Manganiello and Busta Rhymes. Woo-ha! Got you all in check. Selena Gomez and the Linda Lindas, who were here. Was it last summer, the Linda Lindas?
In the cities. Weren't they in the cities?
Oh, they were with the Foo Fighters. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I thought, who's the band from Vegas?
They were with Green Day, weren't they? Linda. No. I know.
I'm sorry. I got my bands mixed up. But anyways, the Linda Lindas and Selena Gomez on with Kimmel.
Okay.
And Stephen Colbert has got John Batiste as his guest later on tonight. One thing I did want to mention that we watched over the weekend while we were staying in and just kind of binging things and watching TV. If you haven't seen it, it's haunting, it's wild, it's crazy. It's called Wild Crime. It's a series on Hulu, and they just had a new season of it drop, and it's called 11 Skulls, and it's about a serial killer named Israel Keys. And if you haven't seen it, watch it.
Is it based on truth?
It is true.
Oh, it is true.
It's a true crime documentary called Wild Crime, 11 Skulls. There's, I think, 4 seasons of this, and a lot of it's called Wild Crime because a lot of it's based in the national parks and people who kill in the national parks and hide bodies and all that stuff. And this season is a little different because a lot of his murders weren't necessarily in the national parks, but he was I'll let you watch it to figure it all out. But anyways, if you haven't seen it, it's 2 thumbs up from yours truly.
Yeah, really?
And it's recent too. It's only about a decade old. Some of the stuff that this guy did from like the 2010, 11, 12, somewhere around there. And I was telling my wife when we were watching, I'm like, I don't remember any of this. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, was it?
It's mostly over on the western part of the state, the U.S., like we're talking Alaska and Washington, but still, it's wild. That's for damn sure. It's a documentary on Hulu called Wild Crime, 11 Skulls. New season of that if you haven't seen it. Check it out. If you're looking to add to your list of things to watch. No shortage. There you go. That's what's on TV. Some highlights from last night's Golden Globes. If you need us, rockmornings.com. We'll get to some, what do we got? We got some 3 Days Grace coming up a bit later on. Right now, it's Lincoln Park.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. That is Lincoln Park in the end. Got a text from our guy Jim in Kuwait. Listening online at rockmornings.com. He said, hope everyone has a good week. I'm going to be out for a while. Stay warm. I'm sure it's much warmer where you are, Jim, but please be safe.
Mm-hmm. Be careful.
I'm sure that means that if you're going to be out for a while, you're going to be in the harm's way. And again, I hope to hear from you again very soon. Also, I got a message from my guy Cody, and I had seen a friend of mine post about this on Facebook yesterday, and it was some text messages about a potential school shooting. And obviously, regardless of where we live in this country, we're very sensitive to that. But as we just had one last week over in Madison, the Sparta Police Department, just 20 minutes from La Crosse, posted about an hour ago that last night, Sunday, January 5th, the Sparta Police Department notified of online threats to Meadowview Middle School. School admin working quickly to notify families and staff. Officers worked throughout the night to track the origin of the threats and interview those involved. Disturbing. Based on our investigation, we do not believe there is a credible threat at this time. Our officers are always present in and around the schools while school is in session. However, you may notice an increased presence today, Monday, January 6th. This is out of an abundance of caution and to hopefully help students, parents, and staff feel more at ease throughout the day. We would like to thank the students and parents who reported the online threats. We would also want to thank the Sparta Area School District for their swift response. The strong relationship between the school district and the police department allows us to investigate any threat to safety quickly and thoroughly. Safety of our students will always remain our top priority. If you see or hear of any potential safety issue at any of their schools, please call 911, contact the Sparta Police Department, or notify a school employee immediately.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, those things happen, those online threats that they have to investigate and find out, get to the bottom of it as quickly as possible and make sure that everybody's kept safe. But, it sounds like a threat was just a threat in this case. So,
yeah, and it may have just been flipping talk, which, you can see in any NFL discussion.
But online. They're up all night and they're making sure and they're investigating and making sure that they have a big presence there today. So,
by the way, you can see that post on the Sparta Police Department's Facebook page. It's right there. Obviously, if you have any questions, you can certainly give them a call at their non-emergency number. But thank you very much to my friend Cody for passing that information along. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with a much better story about a guy who taught his girlfriend how to ice skate. Saw some people trying to ice skate outside of Lambeau yesterday. They were showing some clips of that. The people, that's one of the things over there by the snow hill. They got a little ice skating rink. And so, people trying to do some ice skating there. And we'll talk about that along with some 3 Days Grace in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
3 Days Grace, Animal I Have Become on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. If traveling to Thailand is a little too expensive for your tastes, or maybe you don't want to get on a plane, hop in your car and drive to Richmond, Virginia. They just got their own pygmy hippo. Moodang.
That little one?
Yeah, so Moodang, right?
Yes.
Is that the one in Thailand? Yeah. So this pygmy hippo, very similar to Moodang, was born at the Metro Richmond Zoo last month. Video of the pygmy hippo over the weekend going viral as she hit the pool for the first time. Take a little dip. The zoo, instead of naming the hippo themselves, has opted to let people vote on what her name should be.
Oh, nice.
They'll be announcing the name later on today. The two finalists were Poppy and Hammy May.
I can go with either one.
But again, if you really want to get your eyes on a pygmy hippo because of the viral nature of Moodang, you don't have to travel to Thailand.
So cute.
You can go to Richmond, Virginia, to the Metro Richmond Zoo. A little closer to home. You've probably seen the video of my engagement on stage at Wienerfest many years ago.
Mm-hmm. I've seen lots of videos of asks.
Surprising my wife with a ring with Pat McCurdy on stage at Wienerfest. Very surprised. The whole crowd cheering. It was nice. Our friend that we work with, Jesse, just got engaged. Was apparently very, very much them, which I thought was interesting. Just sitting around on Christmas Day and
at their apartment.
Right in the living room.
I told him I got engaged at our apartment when we lived in Rockford, Illinois. It was just him and me.
You don't always have to do something grandiose.
It wasn't jumping out of a plane or anything like that.
But this guy is going viral on TikTok because he taught his girlfriend to ice skate. Also, he could bring her to New York City and propose in the middle of the rink at Rockefeller Center. Apparently, he rented it out. So I'm guessing that's quite a bit of money.
That's very romantic.
My guess is you could probably rent it out for an hour or two at a time. It's not like a whole day, because this probably happens quite a bit where people want to get engaged. But he rented out the rink at Rockefeller Center so that they were the only two people on it. But he spent months and months and months in Texas teaching his girlfriend how to ice skate, so that when they got there, they could go ice skating
around
and then he could get down on one knee and propose.
Kennedy loves Christmas, and she loves New York, and there's nothing more Christmassy than a Rockefeller tree. So that was my idea. When I saw what I needed to see, I was like, oh, she's not going to fall. Like, it's going to be okay.
The music was playing, and I was like, oh goodness, something is happening. Yeah. Immediately, once I figured out what was going on, I was like, wow, he really listens and put all of this thought and effort into doing something that I wanted to do.
Cute.
And I mean, it was just so touching.
3 years together. The guy from Houston, his name is Barrington Dave. Ready to give his girlfriend Kennedy Kennard an engagement ring, but she loved Christmas.
She loves Christmas. She loves New York. Very romantic.
Christmassy, Rockefeller Center, right? You see the tree, you see the statue, you see the ice. 5-night trip to the Big Apple. Took her skating in Dallas for months and months and months. Said after about an hour, she was off the wall. She was kind of skating around. I saw what I needed to see. I was like, oh, she's not going to fall. It's going to be okay. The rain, unfortunately, was a big threat to his proposal, but Rockefeller Center still let people get on the rink, even with the rain. And at about 3:30 in the afternoon, a rink employee who they provide for you in case you want to make an engagement got everybody off the ice. And with just the two of them on the ice, the big tree in the background, and a big song playing over the amphitheater, the speakers and whatnot, Dave got down on one knee, and, of course, she said yes.
Well, and a lot of the outside skating rinks in our area, whether it's in Eau Claire, at Pinehurst, or here down at River...
They're ready now.
They're ready now.
Yeah.
And the slough behind my house, we were walking the dogs this weekend, a lot.
People skating out there?
Well, no, but ice fishing, of course.
Yeah, the woman, Kennedy, who got engaged, said, I didn't have a clue it was happening that day. I had a pimple patch on. Right?
That's not exactly the...
I'm supposed to be getting all these pictures.
I got this right here.
Hatched his plan and executed it. Nice job. Jelly Roll and some Guns N' Roses coming up in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. National Take Down the Christmas Tree Day.
I did that.
We did that on New Year's Day because it was dead. But they needed to get out of the house immediately. So that came down on New Year's Day with that last Wednesday when we were home together. You did yours on Saturday, you said? Everything packed away, everything good to go?
Yep. It's all done. I don't know when the city tree pickup is, but it's sitting out on the curb.
I think it runs today through like 2 weeks from now. We have. I dragged mine out there, and then I said to my wife, I realized it was gone. I said, did they already come and pick up the tree? And she's like, no. When I came upstairs the other day, I saw a couple of guys in a pickup truck or whatever, and they had a whole bunch of Christmas trees in there, and they were throwing it in there, and then they had another truck come by, and they picked up, and it must be from a farm or something, because goats eat them, right?
That, and they use them for, for wintering birds. I mean, there's all sorts of...
Yeah, so
and
somebody...
if it can be recycled and used, great. Awesome, have it.
I'm more than happy that someone would put it to use after I'm done with it, rather than the city pick it up and do whatever they do with it. Also, National Bean Day, so if you want to have some beans, today's the day, and National Cuddle Day. It's a good day for cuddling. 23, partly cloudy. As you mentioned, you didn't win anything on your scratch-offs?
No. And I thought that was odd that we got 5 of them.
We used to, when Grandma Kathy was still alive, at Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving, she would give out scratch-offs after dinner because we would play dice at the kitchen table. All the kids, all the grandkids would play dice, and the winner of the dice game would get a scratch-off ticket. Grandma Kathy always provided, I don't know, a dozen of them or whatever, 20 of them. And, you know, $1, $5, the occasional $20 winner, but nothing too major. What do you do if you give someone a scratch-off, or if you get a scratch-off from someone and you win a sizable amount of money? What's the etiquette there?
Well, if it was given to me, it's mine, isn't it? I mean...
Now you sound like me.
I do sound like you, but what do you mean by sizable?
Doesn't it feel good?
$500?
Let's say $5,000.
Well, I would give them some.
All right. Now you don't sound like me.
Yeah, I would. I thought you meant like a couple $100, and it's like, well, that's just... that was the point of the whole
What
gift.
if it's someone you're not that... My assumption is that you're thinking my husband, my kids, someone I'm close with.
Yeah, my siblings.
What if it's just like somebody in the office and they put a dollar scratcher in everybody's Christmas card?
I would... And it's $5,000.
Yeah,
I would still probably take some.
Jesus Christ, man! You and I couldn't be more opposite.
Yeah, no, I
am not giving anybody a single dollar of anything.
I mean, I don't know that I'm going halvesies and going, hey, you gave this to me, I want it. Here's $2,500, but I'd probably give them some, and maybe a gift certificate to somewhere really, really nice or something like that as a thank you for it. 500, 800.
You are insane.
1,000.
This is insanity talking right now.
Not.
They have no idea you won the $5,000. None. They bought let's say it's a dollar scratcher, right?
You're just trying to make this as low impact as
I can't believe you would give people money. You're crazy. I could see you doing charity like that because that's who you are as a human being.
Like, in your name, I donated this much money to the thing.
Even that's going too damn far. I mean, Christ almighty, dude. Jesus. You make me sick when you say things like this. It disgusts me.
Why? What happened?
Somebody on Reddit, Ask Reddit, said, what's the proper etiquette if you win $5,000 on a lottery ticket Christmas gift? Now, look, if my wife put some scratchers in my...
It's your money.
It's our money, right? It's not mine.
Right.
It's
How about
ours.
From her parents.
I'm not giving them any money. They've got money. They're doing just fine. They don't need half of my $5,000. They don't even need $100 of my... What good is that? Now, I might say next time we go out to dinner, it's on me.
See, you do something.
But it's not going to be like a, hey, I just won $5,000. Why don't you let me take you out to dinner? No, it won't be that. It'll just be the next time we go out with them, I will say, we got this. Thank you very much for the Christmas gift. We won, FYI, we won $5,000.
So what's Reddit say?
Here are some of the more popular responses. Pretend nothing happened. Say, oh, darn, I lost. And then, of course, you keep it and you cash it in, which is what I would do. I wouldn't even say anything. I'd scratch it off in the dark with no one around and the doors closed and locked. And then when I won, I would keep all the money for myself. I can't believe you would give someone money. Somebody says, use it as a test. If your friend, family member, or coworker is anything but happy for you to win, not cool, right? If they're like looking over your shoulder trying to see if you won, why would the gift be conditional on the ticket being a losing one? Offer a kickback.
Yeah, see, that's
they say if it's a significant amount of money in the thousands, you could take the person out for dinner, drinks maybe. Pay it forward. Buy them a lottery ticket. Good luck, you son of a bitch. Split it with the giver. I'm not splitting it. Several people say they would give them a cut anywhere from 10% to up to a half, which I don't. If it's $5, I'm not giving you any money. I mean, like $1 million, maybe $100. I don't know.
What?
Dude, I'm not giving people money. That's crazy to me. A lot of people saying it depends on the nature of your relationship, obviously. If it's someone you like, you share some of the winnings with them. If it's someone that you're not that close with, you just say, lucky me. One person said, my uncle gave us all lottery tickets, but filled his info in on the back in case it was a winner.
Shut up.
That's brilliant.
That's hilarious.
That's brilliant. I'm not surprised to hear that you would give away money to some loser whose best Christmas
gift?
present was a $1 scratcher and a card.
Well, whatever.
Thanks for thinking of me. Appreciate it.
Now, remember when Mega Millions was so big on Christmas Eve?
Yeah, of course. I bought tickets.
My best friend's mother gave us a box of chocolates, and then taped to that were 5 Mega Millions tickets for each one of us in our family. And so that night it was like, and she's like, remember me if something happens. But we weren't.
You're talking $1 billion. Okay.
Well,
if you win $5,000, I guess now that you've got your mortgage paid off, you're living the Shaw life, and you can just give money to people.
Exactly what it is.
Jesus Christ, I'm not giving anybody.
I would have done that always.
It makes me almost physically ill to think about.
Stop it.
That situation where if I won $5,000, like I hit $5,000 on a spooky one time. I'm not giving. I mean, you buy a round at the bar because everybody sees you win.
You're
guilty. You have to though. You're guilted. If no one was in the bar, I wouldn't buy anybody around. I'm not like, hey, you get a drink and you get a drink. No, and a lot of times it's just the people I like in the bar. Like, I don't know that guy. I'm not buying that weird rando a drink.
It's just you and you and you and you and not you?
Might be, yeah. And even that I don't want to do. Because now your $5,000 is like $4,500.
Yeah.
And then you got to put gas in your truck and you got to pay this bill. And now your $5,000 is more like $3,000. And you're like, Jesus, if I hadn't given away all that money, I'd have $5,000 still.
Oh, yeah, but your heart grows two
No, it
sizes.
doesn't. No, it doesn't. That is such a lie. That is such a lie. That doesn't do. It does absolutely nothing for me. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. Nothing. I get no return on investment for that. None whatsoever. All right. Yeah, that's good. You kid got some nice shoes. There you go. Thank you very much. Where's my $5,000? I got bills. I knew you'd be giving all that. Here's your $5,000 back. Thank you very much. I'll just keep the $1 that you spent on me. That's Jean's MO. That's how she runs.
I'm not giving it all.
Yeah, right.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
Guns N' Roses, Mr. Brownstone on Rock Mornings. Brian and Gene. Bears over the Packers yesterday, 24-22. Lions beat up on the Vikings last night to claim the overall number 1 seed in the NFC and get their nice little bye week for themselves. 31-9 final score. Wild card weekend, of course, on Saturday and Sunday and on Monday. Badgers over Iowa on Friday, 116-85. They've won 3 in a row now. And they're at Rutgers tonight at 6 o'clock on FS1. Bucks losing to Portland on Saturday night, 105-102 at Toronto tonight at 6:30. Only bowl game this weekend was the Bahamas Bowl on Saturday. Buffalo beating Liberty 26-7. I still have 0 numbers on either of my bowl boards.
Are there more this week?
There's 2 more games. Yeah, the college football playoff semifinals begin on Thursday. Well, there's 3 more games. The college football playoff semifinals start Thursday. The Capital One Orange Bowl featuring number 7 Notre Dame and number 6 Penn State. That game is at 6:30 on ESPN. Then on Friday night, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic featuring number 8 Ohio State taking on number 5 Texas, 6:30 on ESPN. Yeah, you heard that right. All of the teams that had byes in the first round lost, and it's all the lower seeds. Tonight, by the way, if you need a fix, if you're jonesing for more college football, the North Dakota State Bison taking on Montana State at 5 o'clock on ESPN and ESPN Plus in the FCS Championship. Alexander Ovechkin scored his 872nd career goal to move 23 away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's NHL record. The Capitals beat the struggling Rangers 7-4 on Saturday, so he's going to get it done this season, is my guess, barring any other major injuries and time off and stuff like that. As long as he keeps going at this pace, he's probably going to break his record sometime this season. And Teddy Stiga scored on a breakaway at 8:04 of a 3-on-3 overtime period to give the U.S. a 4-3 win over Finland last night in the World Junior Hockey Championship game. The Americans avenging a 4-3 overtime loss to Finland in group play, and also overcame a 2-goal deficit in the second period to win their 2nd straight title and their 7th overall. USA, we're number 1. USA in the World Hockey Juniors, at least.
And the latest on the injuries last night for the Packers is it looks like Jordan Love's going to be okay, but less optimistic for Christian Watson.
Yeah, well, when they carted Christian Watson off, you knew it was bad.
Yes.
Plus, he went down with a non-contact, and that's never good. Jordan Love, it looked like stinger, right? Because he's trying to shake it out. It seemed like it maybe originated in the shoulder or the elbow, one of those funny bone kind of things. He was on the sideline. He was throwing, obviously, towards the end of the game. And they said they could have put him back in, but I think LaFleur said after the game that it was a precaution,
blah,
blah, blah.
But it's super confident that he'll be fine.
Yeah, and I was saying that all along. I'm like, don't put the guy back in. I'm like, I get it. You want to win the game. You want to beat the Bears, rivalry, all that crap. But seriously, like, what's the point here? Yeah. We'll get an update, obviously, as they do more testing and all that stuff later on today.
As of this morning.
My guess is that Christian Watson is not going to play on Sunday against the Eagles. So, sports here on Rock Mornings. Jerry Cantrell coming up in just a bit. Hit us up online, rockmornings.com, for all our contact info.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
It's 2025, and you know what that means. New year, new you. But here at Total Body Fitness, we won't just change how you look, we'll change who you are.
Wait. What?
That's right. Our trainers will give you new hair, new eyes, new passports, new homes, even new families.
Wait. What?
And now look, goodbye, Frank. Hello, Black Ops agent engaged in clandestine operations to topple geopolitical foes in an ongoing mission to establish a new world order. Total Body Fitness. Stop in for your 2025 makeover today. Paid for by the CIA.
Wait a minute.
Not trying to be that new in the new year. Small changes, right? Little things. Little goals. That's always the key to staying on top of your New Year's resolution. It's one thing to be general and just say, I'm going to eat better. I'm going to drink less. I'm going to work out, all that crap. But if you're more specific.
Yeah, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to eat the rainbow vegetables. I'm going to have more, do this, do that. I'm going to make sure my steps are in every day.
Well, and if you're more specific in a smaller sense,
I want to run a 5K this year.
That might be. See, and that I think is, it's okay to have that maybe I think as a long-term goal. Mm-hmm. But if your only goal is the 5K, then you don't just go from the bottom step to the top step.
You got to get
those little steps are important. You have to take those. So it's maybe better to say in your mind, I'm going to be able to run around my block without stopping. Right? Maybe that's the first step. I want to go on a full jog around the block without having to stop and walk or pull up lame or vomit or whatever.
Because I'm going to do a 5K. We have a coworker who did one for the very first time. She ran a marathon for the very first time in her life last year. And that took a lot of working up to that. You don't obviously.
But those small goals, if you attain them, help you get to that big goal eventually in the end.
Yes.
U.S. News and World Report putting out their annual ranking of the healthiest diets to try this year.
All right.
These are the top 5. At number 5, the Mayo Clinic diet.
They're experts.
A 3-month program for weight loss. You eat balanced meals with smaller portions, and you cannot eat while watching TV. Well, I'm out.
What?
Dude, I always have a screen in front of me. It's either my phone or my computer or the television. It's always something. The MIND diet, M-I-N-D. MIND stands for Mediterranean-Intervention for Neurodegenerative Delay. It's a mashup of the Mediterranean and DASH, along with a focus on brain health. We'll get to the DASH in the Mediterranean here in a bit. Number 3, the flexitarian diet. You're mostly vegetarian, but sometimes you eat meat.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that, like the reverse Lent diet?
Mm-hmm.
So you have meat on Fridays, but the rest of the week you
don't.
You don't? I don't know. The DASH diet, designed to lower your blood pressure. DASH stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension. Obviously, you can Google all these or see them online at the U.S. News and World Report. And the number 1, of course, is the Mediterranean diet.
Yeah.
Limit sweets, processed foods, and red meat. You eat lots of fruits, veggies, grains, nuts, and healthy fats like chicken and fish.
Yeah.
Those are the top 5 diets to try.
That Mediterranean one's always on there.
In 2025.
Really eat.
The rest of the top 10 are the TLC diet, whatever the hell that means. The menopause diet. There you go, Gene. That's right in your alley. You're always putting on sweaters and taking off sweaters and 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 putting on sweaters. And this is what it's like in the studio, folks. So if you're sick of me saying it, imagine how I feel with the sweater on, the sweater off, the sweater on, the sweater off, the sweater on, the sweater off, sweater on, 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 sweater off.
Can we turn that fan up? It is hot.
That, by the way, the menopause diet is number 7 on their list of the top 10 diets. Dr. Wheel's anti-inflammatory diet, volumetrics, and then the Cleveland Clinic diet. And again, if you want to Google all these, U.S. News and World Report. I don't know. I think trying to make a seismic shift in the things you eat is much like what we talked about with New Year's resolutions. It's very difficult to go from I'm eating a pizza every Saturday night, you know what I mean, and then chicken wings on Sunday and drinking a bunch of beer, and to going I'm eating nothing but salads and grains and no meat, and you know what I mean. It's a lot easier to say, okay, well, Monday nights we're gonna have vegetarian.
Mm-hmm. Meatless Mondays. That's the thing.
Right. And then
it's also cheaper.
Right. And I'm going to also try to measure out stuff a little better, right? Rather than making a whole box of pasta, which says eat all of the pasta, the one handful.
What is my
portion?
What's my portion?
Yeah.
And no matter how delicious, I'm not going to have seconds.
Oh.
I know.
Life's too short. You can die of anything anytime. You can just walk outside and get hit by a bus.
Maybe a little bit more produce in your cart. You know, maybe you're going to do a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
You're snacking on some nuts versus chips.
Well, these are winter spice nuts, so it's really counterproductive here.
Because it's got some cinnamon and sugar and...
Well, it's got honey roasted peanuts, almonds, which I don't eat, honey roasted sesame sticks, cashews, and pecans. So if you want the almonds, I'm picking them out. You can have them.
All right, I'll take your almonds.
They do have a spicy mix on them, which, again, defeats kind of the purpose of eating the nuts.
Still good for you.
I guess I feel less guilty about eating them, but they're delicious. It still has a lengthy list of ingredients on the back. I mean, it says on the front that these are the only ingredients, but then you read on the back and there's a bunch of little words with ides and
that's where
stuff on it.
A lot.
There you go. Top 5 diets to try in 2025 if you're looking to do that with your life. Right now, it's Blink 182.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
Blink 182, all the small things on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Talking about lottery ticket etiquette earlier.
Mm-hmm. If someone gifted you a ticket and then you won a substantial amount of money.
Yeah.
Thousands, not 500. Although that's substantial, but not enough in this conversation.
Brenda, she texted in and said, I would say thanks for the scratch off, best Christmas present ever. Brenda would keep it for herself. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. That's how you do. Somebody else texted in and said, just don't tell anyone. LOL.
That's what you said. You do it in a dark room with the windows shut and you wouldn't say anything to anybody.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell anybody. It's my money. You gave me the ticket as a present. Whatever the outcome is, it's mine.
It's part of the present.
I don't get another ticket if I lose, right? You're not like, oh, here you go. Here's another ticket. Sorry, keep trying.
No, I know.
So if I win the money...
I'm just telling you what I would do.
Lunacy. Somebody else texted in and said, Brian, research the carnivore diet.
Yeah.
Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Andrew Schauf, Sean Baker. Ken does the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. I have lost weight, reduced blood pressure, normalized cholesterol. Thank you, Paul, for the text.
I know a number of people who have done that diet.
Is that like the Liver King? You ever seen that guy? The liver, he eats like raw liver?
No, I guess not, but it's carnal.
He got called out as a fraud. He's a fraud. He does steroids. I'm not trying to be buff and muscular or anything, but I would like to lose a little bit of this. Mm-hmm. Most of this is just beer. This is all beer. This is just hammering beers every day of every week of every month of every year.
That's just some beer, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, it's just empty calories. I mean, that's all it is, really. Bad decisions. I know a ton of people who stopped drinking and lost a ton of weight.
50 pounds or more.
Yeah. So, Thank you very much for the suggestion, Paul. Appreciate that. We've got Second Floor Sarah coming in just a bit. Tell us what's happening in our area this week. Looks like it's going to be cloudy and in the mid to low 20s all week long. No real threat of snow or harsh conditions. As Gene mentioned, however, if you headed to Racine, Kenosha, you said, going to be some snow. And
some for sure. There's lake effect above Milwaukee.
Nastiness.
That's the thing today.
Music coming up from the Toadies. Stick around.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays from 6 a.m. until 9 a.m.
Toadies with Possum Kingdom on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Happy birthday to your girl, Kate McKinnon, 41.
Meanwhile, I'm starting phase 2, which is me sitting on a stool while 40 gray aliens take turns gently batting my knockers in. Did y'all get the knocker stuff?
No knocker stuff. Sorry.
Kate McKinnon, 41. Have you ever seen Office Christmas Party? Jason Bateman?
Yes.
And Kate McKinnon? Okay.
Yes.
The farty cheese lady?
She's so funny.
Because she is hilarious in that movie.
She's hilarious in almost everything she does.
She's 41. So is Eric Trump, Donald Trump's son. He is 41 today. Eddie Redmayne, 43. Oscar-winning actor, right? Won an Oscar as Stephen Hawking, Theory of Everything. Yeah. Norman Reedus plays Daryl on The Walking Dead, also in Boondock Saints. He is 56.
Sort of like 7-Eleven. We're not always doing business, but we're always open.
Boondock Saints. Rowan Atkinson, you know him better as Mr. Bean.
Yes.
70 years old today. Hello.
I believe it.
So funny. So very funny.
His
Mr.
bobblehead's a good one.
Malcolm Young, born on this day in 1953. He died in 2017. Former guitarist for AC/DC. Dementia. Got him, right? Ugh. January 6th, 1973. 52 years ago today. Schoolhouse Rocks. Actually, Schoolhouse Rock. Premiered on ABC with Multiplication Rock, the first song.
3, oh, it's the magic number.
3 is the magic number. Was the very first song on Schoolhouse Rock. Way back in the day. And the one shot heard around the world. I'm just a Bill. Yep. Sarah, who's about 11 years old, is like, you guys are so old. 50 years ago today, 1975, the very first episode of Wheel of Fortune.
How many years ago?
50. Made its debut on NBC. Back then, it was a daytime game show that was hosted by Chuck Woolery until 1981 when it made its move to nights and Vanna White and Pat Sajak, and now it's Seacrest, right? I think he hosts everything, doesn't he?
He has probably got a part in it. I guess I didn't know he was doing Wheel of Fortune.
50 years ago today, Wheel of Fortune making its debut on television. 31 years ago today, 1994, you might remember this sound.
That is Nancy Kerrigan.
It is. Tanya Harding, her assault team, caught up with Nancy Kerrigan after a practice in Detroit and beat her about the right knee with a crowbar or a tire iron or something. And Nancy famously kneeling on the
Well, why? It was terrible.
Well, bitch, Tanya's trying to win. That's why. 24 years ago today, 2001, George W. was certified by Congress as the winner of the 2000 election 5 weeks after because of the hanging chads.
The whole number of the electors appointed to vote for President of the United States is 538, of which a majority is 270. George W. Bush of the state of Texas has received for President of the United States 271 votes. Al Gore of the state of Tennessee has received 266 votes.
Yeah, hanging chads. Remember that?
I do remember that.
It was a big deal back then.
Mm-hmm. Florida.
Not every day you see a hanging chad. Nothing? How important is that friggin' email? You can't even give me any reaction?
I know the chads.
And
ask Sarah. Does she know remember?
Yeah. Never heard of 4 years ago today, of course, January 6th, the Capitol riots, storming, vandalizing the Capitol while Congress was certifying the election results. 4 people ended up dying. Congress back in session by nighttime to finish Joe Biden's certification. And now his term is coming to an end.
Yeah, and we were just talking earlier this morning, you and I, the inauguration.
January 20th. 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from Monday. Yep.
Isn't that MLK Day as well? I believe. So there you go. Some stuff that happened on January 6th, along with some birthdays. Second Floor Sarah in studio. We'll talk to her next.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene, and our special guest every Monday is Second Floor Sarah, who's wearing her jumper, her romper.
Overalls.
Her garanimals.
Overalls?
Jogger overalls.
Do you know what a garanimal is?
No.
You can Google that. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're judging me.
I'm not. I just look. All I'm saying is that every time I see, and it's typically women, but there was a guy at the bar at a bar the other day that I saw was wearing overalls, and every time I see that, I just think, man, it looks like a lot of work just to take a piss. Like with a guy, or if you're wearing pants, you can unzip, or you got to pull them down, whatever the case may be. But with all that, you got to all this has to come off. And then I think about it in a bar setting, and it's like, whew.
Maybe they should go back to the butt flaps. Remember those?
Well,
Pajamas.
a lot of the guys that work outside with Carhartts, the overalls.
Oh, it's to stay warm. They're heat insulated, all that stuff. Yeah, I get all that. I'm just saying,
it's a lot of work.
Again, you see these cute little girls downtown. They're wearing their little rompers. Obviously not this time of year, but you see them at bars, and you're like, man, what are you doing? Do you know how hard it is to go to the bathroom downtown as it is?
They look very comfy,
they come
Sarah.
back out,
they look.
then they're all twisted, and you just know they didn't put that on right.
I wouldn't want that to fall off on the floor in a bathroom in downtown. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we did talk while you were gone, Gene. Sarah and I discussed her Christmas, and she said her big Christmas present was a Costco membership.
Heck yeah.
And this was your first foray to the Costco?
No, I've been to Costco before, but this is my first time having my own membership.
And you went real, subtle. You didn't do anything.
Yeah, I didn't do anything super grand.
What the hell's the point of the big Costco celebration at Christmas if you didn't do something? You got to do it up right.
I'm still recuperating from the holidays. So all that money I spent on presents, I got to build that back up.
Well, you do work here, so I know you don't make any money. So, yes, I'm sure that you're poor. And you can only afford some peanuts and popcorn. What did you get?
Yeah, microwave popcorn and some chocolates.
How many packages of microwave popcorn are in the box that you purchased at Costco?
3. Get them from Menards. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't looked at popcorn at Costco. I have no idea. I was there though, and they had this crab ragoon dip.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Were you
way,
sampling
that's
it?
A real thing.
Because they do samples,
no,
right?
I didn't do the sample, but I should have.
You should have just got it.
Is there
going to be good?
Is there one item at Costco that you're dreaming of that you really are looking forward to getting?
If you ever go to Costco, because I know Jean really wants to. She's mentioned that before.
I've never been there before.
What?
Yeah.
They make these s'more clusters. So it's everything that's in a s'more, but then they put caramel in it. And it's covered in chocolate and marshmallows and graham crackers and all the things.
So
and
it's just like a ball?
It's like
a cookie?
Kind of like a cookie, like a turtle almost.
Like a cookie dough.
But it's s'mores.
Yeah, so it's covered in chocolate, so it's all the things combined into like a chocolate-covered treat.
They're amazing. Amazing.
Jean's not much of a sweets person.
Not that much.
No.
You'd know that if you spent any time with her.
Okay.
Unlike me.
She likes Bud Light.
Rarely.
A long weekend in the summer, Brian. Let's just say that.
I'm sure.
It was just a long weekend in the summer.
Well, I'm glad your first trip to Costco went well. What do we got going on this week in our area?
So on Wednesday, you can head over to Dimensional Brewing Company, another place I've never been in La Crosse.
Well, it's Fork and Fable, actually, over on 16th and Jackson, and they are hosting Korean barbecue night with Dimensional Brewing.
Oh, with them.
Yeah, so Dimensional Brewing is a brewery that's going to be there. So every couple of weeks they
do that a lot.
At Fork and Fable, they host like a special kind of food night mixed with a beer pairing, and Dimensional Brewing will be the featured tap this week over there. But the Korean barbecue is top notch.
I'm a big fan of Korean barbecue. I've had that a couple times.
Yeah, get those bowls with the rice and the stickiness. Oh, it's delicious.
You ever smoked a cigar?
Yeah, I can't do it because I have metal fillings in my teeth, and it affects the it's not so much the flavor; it's like a weird tingly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you.
I get that with my arm, but for other different reasons.
Well, that sounds like a war injury.
Yeah, kind of. But there are Briar Patch cigar nights going on at Briar Patch Tobacco Shop and Lounge.
When is
that's
that?
on Thursday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So
there you go. It's tobacco. So I know we have a former employee. He loves himself a good stogie.
Yeah. So head over there and take advantage of that. Then on Saturday, La Crosse Center is doing their Reptile Expo. So It's kind of fun. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Go in there and check out some reptiles. Yeah, I've never done that.
You ever held a snake?
No,
lizard.
Are
you anti weird animal?
Yes.
Okay.
1,000%.
So you're into furry cats and dogs?
Yeah.
Gerbils, hamsters?
Yeah, those are fine.
Mice, rats?
Not rats. Mice are okay.
You also hunt and fish and do outdoorsy stuff, but if you...
I can gut a deer, but, like, touching a snake, no.
That's a weird juxtaposition.
I don't like snakes. That is my one thing I cannot, absolutely not touch.
So if you're out in the woods...
and I see a snake, I'm hitting the road and I'm leaving. We're done.
Really? So bear doesn't bother you?
No. I've actually harvested a bear before, so it's kind of fun.
But a snake in the woods, is it any kind of... What if it's just like a little black garden
Doesn't
snake?
matter. Look at her face.
So my husband was going to propose to me at Devil's Lake State Park, and there was a snake there, and I ran away right when he was about to propose to me. So we had to do it at a different location. I didn't know that at the time. I probably would have stuck around, but little baby garter snake, I was like, no.
I'm out.
Absolutely not.
And you work upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Has Christy ever told you about the snake that lives upstairs in the walls?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, good luck.
Anyway, happy Monday.
Second floor, Sarah letting us know what's happening in our area. There's no snake up there.
There's no
But
snakes.
you should ask Christy about the mouse that she found in her office.
She likes to tell that story.
Yeah, she
Frogs, tortoises, tarantulas, and more, and snakes under one roof this weekend.
So is it like do you buy them or do you just go and see them?
You just go and see them.
Okay.
I think.
Like an expo.
Yeah.
Well, because an expo is like, it's vendors and stuff, right?
Well, they
so
also have supplies and stuff.
Okay. So if you're into reptiles and tarantulas, then that's your jam. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Second Floor, Sarah. Appreciate it. We'll get to the friggin' sports here in just a bit. Also, bad news, happy music is coming up.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Rock Mornings, Brian and Gene. That is Nirvana, Come As You Are. The friggin' sports! Brought to you by Footballs. Football? What's a football?
Lots of footballs.
Lots of footballs yesterday. One football in particular.
What?
Made contact with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Did you see it?
I did not. Did it bonker?
Oh, it got her good. She took it like a champ, though. Probably not the first time she's maybe had balls in her face.
Like in the face? Like broke her nose?
Face.
Like broke her nose?
Yeah, one Dallas Cowboys cheerleader left reeling after being hit with a football launched by the team's kicker. This video, of course, making the rounds. Cowboys game against the Commanders on Sunday. Cheerleader Michelle Seminowski
kicked in the head with a football.
Could be seen getting hit in the back of the head by the ball kicked by Brandon Aubrey as she danced on the sideline. She's over there doing her pom-pom thing, one of the world-famous Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. She fell to the ground. Her fellow cheerleaders, staffers, sideline people, even Commanders punter Tress Way came over to see if she was all right.
She's immediately back up again,
But
though,
she's a tough chick. She's one tough chick. She got right back up and just kept cheering.
In the face! In the face!
All right, so maybe it wasn't in the face, but it was pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty close.
In the head?
She got hit in the head with a big old football and just kept on chucking.
I want balls in my face. Balls.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She went down. Went viral.
She didn't get balls. She got ball.
Mm-hmm.
She could be seen sitting down with a drink of water, smiling, nodding to her teammates, despite a couple of tears in her eyes. A bunch of people, obviously, trying to check in on her.
Yeah, she wrote, "I'm all right, everyone," on her Instagram story.
Yeah. Cry now, laugh later. The kick, by the way, incurring a penalty for going out of bounds. A rare miss for Aubrey. Majority of his kicks have been pretty accurate this year, but this one, not only did it go out of bounds and cost him a team penalty, but he's probably, you got to get her something nice, right? You got to like take her out to a day. Probably.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, maybe a nice. What do you get somebody that you hit in the head with a football?
Freak accident? I don't know.
I mean, you hit one of the world famous Dallas cheerleaders, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, in the head with a errant kicked football. I'm assuming that maybe the both of them are in their own personal relationship, so you probably can't take her out to a nice dinner. Might seem odd, but maybe a gift card to something.
Flowers, maybe.
Yeah, sorry. What does a bouquet look like? Not a lot of roses, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe some carnations or something.
Viral video, though, if you want to watch.
But yeah, Cowboys cheerleader getting beaned with a football.
I'm all right now.
Yeah. Friggin' Sports brought to you by Errant Footballs. Or football. We got bad news, happy music coming up in just a bit. Find us online, rockmornings.com, if you want to get in touch with us.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril. Now that's just nasty. Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
Not the first time we've talked about these self-driving cars. Certainly won't be the last. Anything like this is bound to go haywire, in my opinion. If I ever see a driverless car show up at my house, you can be assured that I will not be getting into it.
So this was a delivery or something in a self-driving car?
No, this is a Waymo, and they're like cabs in California.
And you just get
cities.
in and nobody's driving?
Yeah, no one. It's like Johnny Cab, except there isn't a Johnny in the Johnny Cab. There's nothing. You just get in and there's nobody there.
And then they take you to your destination?
Yeah. I mean, even a train on a track has a conductor, right? I mean, they got somebody in the boardroom or the control booth that can switch all the tracks, but they got to have somebody in the train just in case. These cars, they don't. I don't know if you remember, but a couple of months ago, we had that story about the ones in San Fran that kept honking the horns, and then they would set off the other cars in the lot. And so this guy was living like right up the street, and all night long, these friggin' Waymo cars kept herp, 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 herp. Well, this is a little different. This is a guy in Arizona, was riding in a Waymo self-driving vehicle when it apparently experienced a glitch, and then just started driving around in circles over and 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 over again. And this guy couldn't get out.
It was just going in the circles like around the 5th to 6th time. That feeling was very uncomfortable where you're strapped in, you can't open the door, and this vehicle is just going in circles. So somebody obviously at the control tower realized that there's a malfunction, and then they're trying to fix it. But the kicker is they're trying to fix it, and they're trying to use my phone to fix the problem.
This guy's from L.A. His name is Mike Johns. He's the founder of AI strategy company Digital Mind State. So this guy's in the world of all this crap.
Understands it.
And he was trying to get back to L.A. from Arizona. And his experience was completely caught on camera because they got cameras in these things to make sure you're not freaking out and doing sex and pooping all over the place or whatever the hell you're doing in there. Said that he was in Scottsdale, Arizona for a business trip last week when he decided to use a Waymo robo-taxi to travel to the airport to fly back to L.A. It was his second time using the service. Everything started out normal. He got into the back of the car, buckled into his seatbelt. The Waymo took off. Rather than going to the airport, however, the car just drove around in circles for minutes. And I'm talking circles, not around the block. I'm talking circles, like in a parking lot, leaving him dizzy and stranded in the car. Can't get out. Can't open the door. Can't unbuckle my seatbelt. Apparently, the customer service from Waymo made it even worse. He said somebody at the control tower realized there's an issue and tried to fix it, but the kicker is they told me to try and use my phone to fix the problem. Well, sir, looks like we're not going to be able to fix that from our location. Could you do anything while you're in the car that's making you dizzy? After about 10 circles in a row, the car eventually able to stop. John says the experience raises a lot of concerns about the safety of autonomous vehicles and their customer service. He said the feeling was very uncomfortable where you're strapped in and you can't open the door as the vehicle is just going in circles. Bro, I'm never getting in one of these things again.
I guess what we do is just drive around this circle here. Should be the second left exit. There's the hotel. Hey, look, kids. There's Big Ben and there's Parliament.
There's Big Ben.
Look, kids. Phoenix, San Francisco, Los Angeles right now. Up next will be Austin, Atlanta, and Miami, apparently.
The Waymo driverless robo-taxis.
The future of transportation is here.
Bro, I'm not getting in one of those things. Would you get in a plane that doesn't have a pilot?
I wouldn't get in a driverless car like this.
That's insane. That has all the ability. I mean, like, look, being in a car with a driver isn't all that much safer, but at least there's something, right? Last line of defense. You got to call these people on their app, and they're like, well, we can't really do anything for you.
You could try it from your phone, though.
Yeah.
Give it a whirl. See what happens.
Well, and can you even take over the robotaxi if it starts glitching? Can you, like, get in the front seat and, like, apply the brakes or grab the steering wheel? I'm assuming you can't, right? They probably have safety features for these things, so you can't do that, so somebody can't just steal it? My guess is it doesn't even have a steering wheel. It's probably got some...
No, it does. I was just watching a video.
All right. Good Lord. Driver pulled over on New Year's Eve. You know how this one's going to end up.
Yeah.
Not good. Allegedly swerving on a road in Southern California, was caught on police body camera footage telling the officer that he was the designated driver. Except he didn't say designated driver or DD. He said the other D acronym, DUI. As in, yes, I'm the DUI tonight.
Today you're being stopped for a DUI investigation. Do you have your license on you?
I do.
Okay. Where are you coming from?
I was just dropping off my friend because I'm the DUI tonight, and I was dropping her off near the In-N-Out off of Temecula.
Okay.
And I'm heading my way back off of, like...
You're the DUI tonight? Do you mean to say the DD?
No. Sorry. I had a beer and some champagne a couple hours ago, but...
So I gotta place you under arrest, okay?
Oh.
Oops. What had happened was I meant to say I'm the DD.
But if you're going to be the DD, you can't have the beer and the champagne. That makes you not the DD.
Can't. He admitted to drinking a beer and some champagne a couple hours earlier. Before the video then cuts to field sobriety test, seen struggling to maintain balance, nearly falling multiple times before he was then booked into jail for DUI. The police department there using the video to promote public safety for the holiday. The agency says it employs a couple of officers who specialize in DUI investigations and receive additional training in detecting and investigating impaired drivers. This dude, I'm the DUI tonight. You certainly are.
I'm not that intoxicated.
Oh, yes, you were. I just had a beer and I sniffed some champagne. I looked at a bottle of champagne. I'm fine. I'm the DUI.
I really like the planning ahead by getting the designated driver. I love that.
Yeah.
I just saw a video. It was actually pretty sad. It was someone who was down on Bourbon Street, but they were with a whole bunch of their friends, and they were the designated driver for the night. So they were able to, run out and perform some rescue, some CPR and things like that. But this was not a designated driver that well planned out, no.
Another New Year's Eve story involving an intoxicated police officer in Zambia. This officer has now been arrested. Apparently he was partying in the police station by himself, got a little lonely. There's a bunch of prisoners there
so he let him out?
Who also wanted to help ring in the new year, maybe watch some fireworks on TV, have a little glass of champagne. And so this dude let him out. It's lonely at the police station when you're the only cop on duty.
I understand that.
12 people. He let a dozen people out of the clink. He freed more than a dozen prisoners so they could celebrate New Year's Eve. The 13 suspects have been in detention near Kanyama in the country's south, facing charges including assault and theft and a bunch of other stuff.
Did they leave?
And none of the suspects returned. This guy got drunk and was like, hey, let's party. All right. I make the rules. I'm the cops here.
He let them out to party with them, and then they left.
Well, I don't think that. I think maybe he let them out because they were giving him like, "Hey, man,
I want to do something."
All I did was steal some bread. You know what I mean? I want to go party with my friends. Would you? And he's probably just, yeah, whatever, dude. It's cool. I got the keys. I'll let you out. You know. And all of these people left and never returned.
Cops is filmed on location with the men and women of law enforcement. All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
The Zambia Police Service said Detective Inspector Titus Fury, a team leader, has been arrested. The police service said the inspector was in a state of intoxication at 10 a.m. on New Year's Eve. This guy was hitting it hard early, day drinking, my kind of guy. That's when all the good decisions happen. Took the cell keys from a colleague and released the 13 prisoners. The detective unlocked both the male and female cells and instructed the suspects to leave, stating they were free to cross over into the new year. All our hard work. Titus, what are you doing? How many hours, man hours, went into putting these people in jail? And you just let them off because you were getting White girl wasted in the middle of the day on New Year's Eve?
10 a.m.
Hell yeah, bitch. That's when we drink around here. I don't know, maybe New Year's happens at a different time in Zambia. A manhunt has been launched. The Zambia Police Service has intensified efforts to locate and apprehend the escapees. Imagine. It worked. Let's get the hell out of here. Quick, before somebody else realizes.
He's the supervisor, too.
Yeah. Well, that's how he got the keys. He's probably like, give me the keys. I'm in charge. What are you doing? Nothing. Just give me the keys. I promise. It'll be fine. Last but not least.
Yes.
Hashtag Florida man. A Florida man who said he was self-medicating with beer to help his post-traumatic stress syndrome stabbed his sister in the face because she asked him to clean up some spilled milk.
In the face! In the face!
Like not crying over spilled milk, stabbing over spilled milk?
Hey, why is there a bunch of spilled milk on the floor? I don't know. Stab, stab, stab to the face. Oh, by the way, it's his sister.
I drank beer with my friends. I liked beer. I still like beer.
Yeah, he had some beer, and she said, clean that up. And he said, no, here's a knife to your face.
I understand drinking to soothe the savage beast on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, right? We all got stuff to deal with. But maybe if you're going to be drinking, keep the knives safely tucked away in the kitchen cabinets or the drawers or wherever they belong.
Milk was a bad choice.
Maybe don't spill any milk. Juwan Anthony Hodge locked up without bail, charges of attempted first-degree murder, kidnapping, inflicting bodily harm, terrorizing a victim, and aggravated assault with intent to commit a felony. Mm-hmm. Edgewater police say that he attacked his sister Sunday, threatening to kill her, stabbed her in the mouth, face, and body.
Oh, jeez.
He got her a bunch of times. According to the arrest report, police responded to the incident after getting calls that a man was stabbing a woman. Hodge then went to his home where police made contact with him and arrested him. The victim taken to the hospital there. Serious injuries. They say she'll be alive. Not sure what the extent of her injuries are, but the sister later telling the police that her brother, who is schizophrenic and bipolar, was arguing with her over a glass of spilled milk that she had asked him to clean up. She then said Hodge attacked her with one of his two knives, threatened to kill her, saying he was going to stab her eyes out. Also menacingly approached two witnesses who shouted at him to leave his sister alone. One of the witnesses had to lock herself in her car to stop Hodge from attacking her.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like he was out of control.
Oh, yeah. Said he was self-medicating 4 or 5 beers when his sister nagged him, so he snapped.
There might be other things going on that make him snap.
Said that he also blacked out during the incident, didn't remember anything, but did confirm some of the details that were provided by his sister. Spilled milk. Face, mouth, and body.
Yeah.
Scary.
Sounds like he's got a lot he's trying to manage.
Yeah, maybe that guy in a facility. Mm-hmm. No more beer. Maybe proper medication, care from a doctor, some sort of registered professional.
Is he having cereal, or did he say where the milk was? I mean, like, he was drinking beer and having cereal?
I don't know. There's no word on how the milk made its way onto the floor or the counter or wherever it was spilled.
Bacon cookies?
Bad news, happy music on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. We'll get to our daily check-ins after Five Finger Death Punch.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us.
Check.
We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Visit the website, rockmornings.com, for all of our contact info. Listen to the show live on the website. Like and subscribe to our daily podcast. Register to win contest. Workforce Wednesday, date night, right there on the website, rockmornings.com.
Freebies every week. Just head there to rockmornings.com and sign up to win the things that we're giving away every week. And your chance later on, Wednesday, Friday.
Got a text from our guy Jim, who listens in Kuwait. Said, hope everyone has a good week. I'm going to be out for a while. Stay warm. Yeah, I'm sure it's like 80 degrees where he's at. But please be safe, Jim, and we'll talk to you soon. We were talking about lottery tickets earlier and what the etiquette is if you're to get a lottery ticket for Christmas.
As a gift.
Whether it's a scratch-off or Mega Millions or some daily Wisconsin lottery ticket, whatever it might be.
Actually is a winner.
A big winner. Not a $5, $10, $20. We're talking $5,000 or more. And what the etiquette is. And just like the sun coming up, you can pretty much guarantee that Gene and I are going to have difference of opinion on this whole thing. I'm keeping all the money. Gene's giving away most of it. Brenda texted in and said, I would say thanks for the scratch-off. Best Christmas present ever.
A lot of people would go in the dark and open it or scratch it or look at it and then not pretend they didn't win. Isn't that what they're saying?
No, I wouldn't say a lot, but, I think a lot of people, maybe not a lot, but several people agreed with me. Somebody said, don't tell anyone, LOL.
Then you don't have to feel guilty about it. Is that it?
Right. Also talking about the top 5 diets of 2025, according to U.S. News and World Report. And we got a text from Paul, said, Brian researched the carnivore diet. Beef, butter, bacon, eggs. Says, I've lost weight, reduced blood pressure, normalized my cholesterol. Said, easiest diet I could follow with things I like to eat. I lost 60 pounds, but yes, do your research on the keto flu and the need for electrolytes on this. Good luck. We were just reading a report. I'm not looking to do a diet.
But I'm glad it worked for you. Sounds like it was a success and you feel great. That's great.
Rob said, I would give that cheerleader a full body massage with a muff dive at the end. No fake chow. Did you fake chow my mom?
She really got conked right in the back of the melon.
I'm assuming that's all with her consent, Rob? Yeah. Thank you again to Cody as well for passing along the info about the schools in the Sparta area and the police department releasing a statement earlier this morning. If you want to read that, it's on the Sparta Police Department Facebook page. But you'll probably see a uptick in the police present there at the schools in the Sparta area after a potential threat was found online yesterday. So thank you very much to everybody for the correspondence. Good to hear from you guys. Have a great rest of your Monday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.